everybody, thank you for joining me again today. We're going to be using the gel press and our brayer, a couple of the distress oxides and our Brushos, just to get a really nice background to stamp onto. So I'm going to start with the Distress Oxide Mode Lawn. So inking up the brayer, I'm going to just simply transfer that colour straight on to the gel press. And then using our Brushos, I've got a few different colours here that I've picked. I've only put a tiniest amount of Brusho in to quite a lot of water. So I'm going to just tap that on. We don't need a lot. So that's our yellow. I'm going to put on a little bit of the moss green. And I'm going to put on, a little bit of the pink. Okay, that should be plenty on there. And then using our multifarious card, I'm going to pop that over the top. Let's give that a smooth over. And let's see what we've got. Wow, okay, that's really lovely. That's a very vivid green actually, but it works perfectly with the pink. It complements each other really well. So that's a great base to start on. So we're going to dry that off. Okay, so we're going to use one of our old stamps. This is our Fairy Bridge. There's a number of you that have asked me to use the Fairy Bridge. We've got a Debbie, a Shelley, an Andrea and an Alison. So there's quite a few of you have asked for this stamp, so let's give it a go. I've not used this one for a long time actually. But it's always good to revisit some of these old stamps. Okay, so I'm inking up in Nocturne. This is Versafine Claire, and I'm going to just pop that down, maybe a little bit further down, about there. Okay, give that a good press. Let it rest for a while. And there we go. And then we're going to use a tree stamp. Need a bigger block for that one. It's quite a large set of trees. Okay, and this time I'm going to ink up in Pine Cone. Now I've got to think about this, so I'm going to block this off now because I'm going to stamp the trees in the background. So we need to tear some paper just to mask it off. Let's just have a look. Yeah, we can work with that. So inking up with pine cone. I'm going to stamp a little off first. I don't want it to be too prominent. Okay, so line that up, and I'm just going to give that a good press. It's quite a big stamp, this one, so give it a little bit of time. And there we go. I was going to do one that side, but I actually don't think it needs it, looking at it now. Okay. We're going to go with a moon here. And let's pick, what colours shall we pick? Yeah, the Warm Breeze is quite a nice colour. I do use it a lot because it's nice and light. It's not too heavy. So we want this to be very subtle. Don't want it to be too overpowering. So just work our way around the edge. And there we go. Okay, so I'm going to trim that down. Okay, so I'm just going to think about what we want to do with that now. I do think we need some words stamped on, but I don't want to spoil the white border. So that means we need to mask off as we stamp. So I'm just going to use the edge of the paper. And inking up, we're going to ink up in Warm Breeze. Again, I don't want this to be too overpowering, so I'm going to stamp that first print off, and then we're going to just line that edge up. And stamp. And we'll do the same on that side too. I've not given myself enough space here. You start out with a huge table, and by the time you get all your craft bits, your space just gets smaller and smaller, doesn't it? To a point where you're working so tiny, and that's where I'm at now. So I think after this card I'm going to have a clear up. So stamp off, and then I'm just going to stamp, and again stamp off and stamp. And I think something needs to go here. So I wonder if we've got, I know what we can pop there. Perfect. This will finish it off nicely, and we're going to ink up in Nocturne. And again, I'm just going to ground our little hair ever so slightly. There we go. Now if you want to add a little bit more colour to that, you can. So I just feel like we need to add a little bit more depth around. So I'm going to use the Brushos, and I'm going to pick up, I think, the green. This is the moss green. And then we're going to go on to a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of brown in there as well, actually. I need it a little bit deeper. All I'm doing is giving it a little bit of depth. And there we go. So I'll dry that off. And then lastly, I'm just going to add a little bit of glitter to give it a little bit more magic. And I think the magic needs to go over the fairy bridge. So I'm going to dot the glue over the bridge to the other side. And we can put a little bit down by our hair. I wonder what the story is here. It's good to make up a story. Story as we go along. And there we go, guys. A little bit of glitter, a little bit of magic. I hope you've enjoyed watching the demonstration. Thank you so much for joining me. And thanks for all your comments as well. You know, it's really lovely to read them. So we appreciate that. Thank you. And thanks to you ladies for encouraging me to use the fairy bridge. I hope you enjoyed that anyway. Take care everybody. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.